Hi, this is Stephen Brower from Raton Valley Community College. This is for CSIT 256, Computer Architecture and Assembly Language. And this is going to be part one, and there is a part zero. There's going to be part one of Booth's algorithm for multiplying minus 13 times 19. So in part zero, I came up with, and this is for using 6 bits, I came up with how the minus 13 is represented. I came up how the 19 is represented, and because later when we actually have to perform a equals a minus m as a step in Booth's algorithm, what I did is I figured out, because you can do it as a equals a plus negative m, I figured out what the negative m was. So that was done in part 0 of the video. And what I'm going to do is this part one and the ones that follow, I'm just going to be going through the steps. Now, if we have 6 bits, then there's going to be 6 steps. And in the other demos, there were 4 bits, there were 4 steps. And if we had 32 bits, there would be 32 steps. So what I'm going to do is slightly different than the notation the author has. I'm not going to be repeating the M all the way down. What I ended up writing here is going to be the action that I'm taking, and I'll also indicate which step I'm on here. So for looking at a step, this rightmost bit here is what we're referring to as Q0. So we're going to look at this bit in conjunction with the Q minus 1, which is this bit. And those 2 bits, what I'm going to do here is 1, 0. And when these 2 bits are 1, 0, the action we're going to perform is A equals A minus M, which we're going to add negative M, and then we'll do a shift. Shift happens. We'll do a shift. Okay. So A is this part over here. I want to add to it minus M. So I want to add the minus M. And just as a reminder, if we come back here, the minus M, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Well, that should be easy to remember. I'll screw that one up. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. And we're adding that to A, which is this number here. And so 0 and 1, oh, by the way, this is 0. 0 and anything is the number itself, so I'll spare us going through the bits. But it ends up being, so 0 and 1 is 1, 0 and 0, 0. 0 and 1 is 1, 0 and 1 is 1, 0 and 0, 0. 0 and 1 is 1. So that takes care of the first piece, the subtracting M from A. The next thing we need to do is a shift. Now, what I'm doing, which is slightly different than the author's notation, is I figure if I'm going to do the shift, let me copy the bits that I'm also going to be shifting from here down. Now, there's a good and a bad to that. One, it makes the shift easier. The bad thing about it is, well, I can introduce an error because I'm dealing with a bit. The idea in the shift is all of these bits here are going to shift one place to the right, with what is Q0 is going to go out to Q minus 1. So this one becomes the new Q minus 1. All these bits are then shifting. So this one comes here. This 0 comes here. This 0 comes here. This one comes here. This one comes here. And now this one here is shifting here. This 0 comes here. The 1 comes here. The 1 comes here. The 0 comes here. The 1 comes here. Now in Booth's algorithm, when you're shifting, you want to maintain whatever A is at that current moment. We're going to see the sign of A is going to switch negative positive as we go through here. But at the present moment, this is a 1. So we're going to copy that 1 to here. And so this is now the result of the shift after doing that A. Oh, I should have done that as copying the line. Let me pause for a second. Okay. I just put the line in that ends the step 1. Oops, I got to get my pointer and that. Okay. So that finishes step 1. Now we're going to go on to step 2. And again, now you can see my mouse move. Oh, there it is. We're going to look at these 2 bits, which is the Q0 and the Q minus 1. These 2 bits are 1, 1. In the case of 1, 1, all we do is a shift. So in this case, for step 2, then all we're doing is a shift. So this 1 replaces the Q minus 1. The 0 comes here. The 0 comes here. The 1s, the 0 comes here. 1 and 1. The 0 comes over here. 1. These are shifting to the right. And then when we get to the end, we make a copy of this bit, and so we end up with a 1. And this is now the end of our, I realize that. Let me just bring that up a bit to save us some room. Sorry, go back. Just to save us a little bit of room. That 1 that came over here, this way will not take up as much room on the screen. So let me just pause and add in the line. Okay, that ends step 2. Let's go on to step 3. And remember, what we're looking at is the Q0 and the Q minus 1, which in this case is 0, 1. When we have a 0 and a 1, we're going to do A equals A plus M, and then shift. And this is for step 3. Okay, so the M, we're adding to this number here. That's the 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. This is, we're adding M. So 1 and 1, oh, you're going to love this. 1 and 1 is 0. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1. Carry the 1. 1, 0, and 0 is 1. And now since we no longer have, I'm sorry, there's 1, 0, 0, there's no carry. 1 and 0 is 1. 1 and 1 is 0. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 0 is 0, and there's no carry. Now remember, I made the comment that we're going to see this A flipping back and forth, the sign periodically. So here on the adding of M, we now have a 0 in the leftmost position. So now we want to do the shift, and what I just want to do to make the shift a little bit easier, and this is a me thing, you don't necessarily have to do this, but it's something that I started having my students doing for the architecture lab, and it just made it a little bit easier in terms of seeing the shift that's taking place. So this 0 is shifting into Q minus 1, and this 0 is shifting here, the 1 is shifting here, 1 is shifting here, 1 is shifting here, 0 is shifting here. Okay, I apologize. This is a 1. When I tried to fix it, it made it worse. Okay, the 0 shifted here, this 0 shifts here, the 1 shifts here, this 1 shifts here, the 1 shifts here, the 0 shifts, the 0 shifts, and now what we do with the, since we need a bit here, we make a copy of this bit, which is a 0, and so we end up with the 0 here. That finishes our step 3. Let me get the line in. Okay. Continuing on, we're now going to take a look at step 4. And in step 4, now again, we're always looking at these two bits here, the Q minus, I'm sorry, that's the Q0, and this is the Q minus 1. And in the case of being the 0, 0, that's just a shift. Shift happens. Okay, so this 0 is going to shift to here. This 1 will shift here. This 1 shifts here. This 1 shifts here. This 0 shifts here. This 0 shifts here. This 1 shifts here. This 1 shifts here. This 1 shifts here. The 0 shifts here. The 0 shifts here. I accidentally hit. Sorry. Where was I? That 1 was there. 0, 0, 0 is here, and this 0 is here. And so now with this extra bit that we need on the far left-hand side, we make a copy of this bit, and so we end up with a 0. Okay, let me pause and get the line in. All right, I got the line in, but then I realized that I'm running out of room here on the bottom, so I made a copy of this stuff up to here. This is just a continuation then of this step 4. Whoops. Had a little hiccup here. Sorry about that. I should pause more often. Okay, so we're coming in now to step 5. And again, we're looking at Q0, and we're looking at Q minus 1, and that's a 1, 0. And that is A equals A minus M. And if you remember, the minus M is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. And so to do the minus M, we do the 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1. Just 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Sorry. Okay. So now let's do the actual math. So 1 and 1 is 0. Carry the 1. 1 and 1 and 0 is 0. Carry the 1. 1, 0 and 1 is 0. Carry the 1. 1, 0 and 1 is 0. Carry the 1. 1, 0 and 0 is 1. There's no carry. 0 and 1 is 1. Before I do the shift, I should have written here that the other thing we'll do here is the shift. Let me just copy these bits down. And just before doing the shift, I just made a copy of these bits down here. Now I can do the shift. So this 1 comes here. This 1 comes here. This 1 comes here. The 0 comes here. The 0 comes here. This 1 comes here. This 0 comes here. This 0 comes here. The 0 comes here. 0 comes here. The 1 comes here. The 1 comes here. And for filling in the leftmost bit, then we do a copy. So let me pause and get the line in. Okay. So now, did my color change again? Jeez. Okay. So now we're on step 6. And we're looking at, remember, the Q0 and the Q minus 1, okay, which is a 1, 1. And all we do here is a shift. Okay, so the 1 comes here. This 1 comes here. The 0 comes here. The 0 comes here. This 1 comes here. The 0 comes here. This 0 comes here. I'm about to run out of time. The 0 comes here. Pause. We'll pick it up in the next part, the next video.